Baking Bed. Baking Bed, Baking Bed, Baking Bed, Do you like that kind of a cappella ending, Harry?
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was nice to hear your sort of scat accompaniments to the Bake Off.
I am the scat man.
Skibbity
Ross. Skip it about. Didn't Jose Mourinho does that in All or Nothing, doesn't he? Have you watched that?
Does it? I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Welcome, listener, maybe viewer, because we've got video now.
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it? To a new season, 2020. Is that right? 2020.
Oh yeah.
It sounded weird to say 2020. 2020 series of the Great British Bake Off, or the Great British Baking Show if you're in the US. Who the hell are you, man, at the other end of this call?
Hey, my name's Harry Monaghan, long-time watcher of the Bake Off, and it's getting to the point now where I could say long-time Bake Off podcaster.
Yeah, this is the third series of Bake Off. We had upwards of one person asking if we were going to be recording this series, and to be honest with you, I hadn't really thought about it until that person asked.
Yeah.
All it took was one Facebook message.
Yeah, and you know what? After watching Ep 1, I'm very glad we decided, because I feel like last series wasn't great. I feel like our passion for it wasn't there because of that.
I agree. Yeah.
And I feel like the show itself wasn't good, and the podcast wasn't as good because our hearts weren't in it. And I think we're not alone in thinking that. I think a lot of people felt last year was a bit of a dry season.
Just the character. There was not really a lot of patter with the character. You know, the contestant, the characters like they're scripted, but the contestants just didn't have that. But this series, immediately, so much is going on. There's the bubble to talk about. Obviously, if you're listening to this or you're watching the Bake Off abroad, we had to listen to Prime Minister Boris Johnson give a pandemic speech before the start of the episode, which is... I've never had to watch a pandemic speech before an episode of Bake Off before. Have you, Harry?
No sort of announcement.
No.
Before?
Party conference? No. So, lockdown 2.0, so that's tinted it. But the Bake Off this year, they were in a bubble.
Yeah.
All the contestants had to isolate for 2 weeks prior, and then they were in a 7-week bubble. That's mad.
Yeah, and I feel like possibly as the series goes on, the camaraderie will be stronger. They're together all the time.
I would have liked to have seen like a Big Brother style between each episode.
Yeah, just a little sneak peek.
Well, I guess we might get to see that in each week because they're going to have what they've all been up to that week, and they're all
because they'll be going to practicing.
Yeah. So they like practicing in like.
Whoa, yeah. They're not in the same house though, are they?
Oh, I don't know. Is there another Bake Off tent?
That's the thing, because I would say in a normal situation, they would be just in a hotel, and they would probably just have 2 floors of a hotel for everyone. But that means they can't practice.
Yeah, you'd have to be like trying to bake a souffle with a kettle.
But then maybe
like you're in prison.
Maybe they have access to a kitchen.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, at one point they did a little high five when they realised they didn't have to do the washing up, which I thought was good. But yeah, so there's another big controversy this series.
Yeah.
Prue's gone. Not Prue. What am I talking about?
Sandy
Toxic is gone. Now, long-time viewers of the show would obviously remember Mel and Sue Gate. I don't feel like there was as much of a oh my god when Sandy departed, but
because I feel like the Mel and Sue was caught up in the move to Channel 4, and they didn't go because they were loyal to the BBC as Mary Berry was. But it seems with Sandy, it's more just like she's had a couple of series and
She's like, that'll do.
She's got other things going on. Yeah. Kind of left on good terms, I guess. But I think she is a loss.
Yeah, I'd agree. It just feels strange that like, it's another lady down. But I don't think, I always think back to that time when we did the Vox Pops at Outside Euston Station season 1, and that woman refused to watch Bake Off since Mel and Sue left, and I always just think about her, and I hope she's found peace now.
Yeah. I feel like, as well, Matt Lucas in this first episode was funny.
Yeah.
And he was good. But my one fear is the kind of bits and sketchy bits become too dominant, because I think why this episode was good was because the contestants were great.
Yeah.
The challenges were great. There was drama, there were laughs.
A lot of drama. And
I feel like that needs to remain the focus going forward.
Yeah, agreed. I think it was also, I wonder, they obviously had the Boris Johnson intro, but Matt Lucas has Boris Johnson for a bit of fun at the start.
Yeah.
But who would have known that when they recorded that bit and edited the show together, that we'd have actually just watched the actual Prime Minister do a very serious. So I thought that was funny. And I feel like he tried it. He went in very hard early, and then he kind of chilled out. He must have just had, week 1 nerves.
Yeah, and I feel like they edited him in a lot because probably like get him involved. Like Noel wasn't really in it as much.
No, I agree.
But Ep 1.
Did you like Matt Lucas's "Thank You Baked Potato" song?
I liked it the very first time I heard it, and then I heard it about 200 times more as everyone shared it, and now I'm absolutely sick of it. But it was it was funny.
Thank You Baked Potato. I always think about that now, and I don't think of his problematic episodes of.
He had a very mixed lockdown, didn't he?
He has, hasn't he? It's been a lot of ups and downs. Baked Potato song, which was charity. Huge, smashed it. If you haven't listened to it, please check it out.
And then he did his Boris Johnson impressions, which were big as well, very good.
Ah, right, okay, yeah. And then Blackface Scandal.
Blackface Scandal, which
wasn't really a scandal, really. Just people pointed out that he'd done,
he did blackface. And I feel like at the time, especially maybe not with Little Britain, but when the airport show came out, that was clearly awful when it came out.
Oh, it was so bad. I remember watching that and being like, I don't even think I enjoyed Little Britain.
I mean, it came out when I was like 10. So did I like the wheelchair guy that stood up? Yeah.
Probably Andy. Yeah.
But I was 10 years old. So that's sort of the level of it. Yeah. But when that Come Fly With Me came out, it was so bad. Them doing like little Japanese girls.
Yeah.
Absolutely mad.
Lowest common denominator stuff. Well, he's here now. And we started off, it's Cake Week.
Cake Week. Good to start with. Start off with a bang.
Yeah. Battenberg's on for the signature bake.
Which is good. Again, a classic. I think that's like, it's a nice signature because it's just enough creativity with the flavors and the colors, but classic.
What would you, I was thinking about this whilst I was watching it, what I would do for my Battenberg. What would you do, Harry?
I feel like...
Do you want anything mad?
I feel like I would go for like a black and white.
Ooh.
Because I feel like that would work with the check inside. And then you could do a sort of like Oreo vibe. So,
it's funny that that is exactly what I was going to do. As do cookies and cream.
It works, right? And then you do like the black as chocolate and the white as vanilla.
Yeah.
That's what I'd go for.
Yeah, I was going to go for that. That'd been problematic in the tent when we both had done that, and then would have been like looking at each other over our kitchens and being like, "Oh,
rivals."
Yeah, already had tension during the 2-week lockdown.
Yeah,
probably when we'd been trying to eye up. But we've got 12 new contestants.
Yeah, it's a lot, and often I feel like first episode can be a bit overwhelming. There's a lot of
it's a long episode as well, like an hour and a half long.
Yeah. And I feel like it does kind of need it to
get through everyone.
Get through everyone and give everyone a little shine.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good set, and I feel like pretty much all of them had memorable moments.
Yeah. And then first off, we had Larea.
Yeah.
Now, she's an NHS worker.
Yeah, key worker.
7 weeks off to pitter-patter about with some bakes.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a few examples of this. There's a lot of key workers.
Yeah, they're like, I'm off. I'm off to make a pavlova.
Yeah.
But she made a bubblegum and cream soda. To be fair, actually, Larea was a radiographer, and I don't think you need to have an X-ray to find out if you've got the vid, do you?
No.
So, cut her a bit of slack. Yeah, have you got any notes about Larea, Harry? I don't know what you're...
Well, her initial idea is crazy. Bubblegum and cream soda.
Yeah.
It sounds disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
I hate bubblegum flavoured things.
Well, bubblegum is an artificial flavour, right? Well, it's not, but like the idea of it, like...
Yeah, what is it?
What is it?
Shall I look? What's in bubblegum
Yeah,
flavouring?
tell us what's in bubblegum.
What is in...
And then cream soda, I guess that's just fizzy cream. Is that just a bit of milk that they've put through the soda stream, or... And sugar?
Yeah, cream soda is like milky lemonade, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, a natural bubblegum flavouring can be produced by combining banana, pineapple, cinnamon, cloves, and wintergreen. Vanilla, cherry, lemon, and orange oil have also been suggested as ingredients. So it's basically just like smashing all the fruits together.
Yeah, what have you got left?
So it's like a homogeneous sweet flavour.
Homogenization. Yeah, too sweet. And that was controversial, I think, for Prue and Paul. They didn't seem to be too on board with it, did they?
Yeah, and what she did with already going for sort of mad flavours is she overdid it with the flavours.
Yeah.
Disgusting. And I feel like one thing Matt Lucas is trying to do in this episode, which he needs to get over, is when they get negative feedback, he's trying to like twist it into a positive. But sometimes it's just
take it.
Like they cut it open and they were like, oof, it's a bit strong. And he's like, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Can you come to my 9th birthday? It's like, Matt Lucas, you're like a 50-year-old bald man. Chill out. Fucking creep.
Oh.
Yeah. So we had Larea. And then Laura,
who's a Samaritan.
That's a good Samaritan.
Yeah.
I felt like what I wrote in my notes with Laura, she had a bit of banter about her.
Yeah.
At one point, she goes to Paul in the episode, she goes, "Oh, just say you like it. Go on."
Yeah,
and I like that. I like that. Just a bit about you. Because I think I've said it in previous, the people that just, when they're getting criticism, go, oh yeah. Shut up and take the criticism.
Yeah.
Or give back. Argue.
Yeah.
That's your two for me. So,
but she did pretty well. She did like a coconut and rose thing. I think it was okay.
Okay. Yeah. It was okay. And then we had, I'm interested to hear what your thoughts on Lottie.
Oh, yeah. Lottie.
She's a pantomime producer.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah. And she is into yoga and Viking metal. Which is...
like, what? I mean, I know what that is.
Oh, I've listened to Viking metal.
Big fan. You know, I listen to it. But like, she was doing yoga and she had like heavy metal yoga pants on.
Yeah.
And stuff. She's got a nose ring.
So it's just like, you can't put me... I feel like her vibe is, you can't put me in a box.
You can't define me. Yeah, exactly. If you put me in a box, I'm gonna namaste out of it.
Oh.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that... Yeah, downward dog this, and then she just actually gives middle fingers.
Calm as a bitch.
Yeah, has that tattooed on her lower back. But yeah, so she did, I can't remember what she did for I actually forgot some of these.
She did a rhubarb and custard.
And the sweet paper.
Yeah, and it was messy, like it kind of fell apart, but they liked the flavour. So it was a sort of positive feedback overall.
Mm. Then we had Dave. Now, I'll be the first to admit, 2/3 of the way this episode, I wasn't really enjoying Dave. He's got a serious TA vibe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He says in the army, I don't know what army he's in, and you know what? If you're in the army, good for you. But
he's a security guard. He's a security guard.
The Sainsbury's.
And I think the sort of elephant in the room with this first bake is he said he's making an espresso
there we
martini
go. Yeah.
cake.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, mate.
So,
and then it didn't come out well. No, it was just coffee cake, basically, you made.
Yeah, which they sort of enjoyed.
Yeah. Now, here's there's 2 Marks this season.
Yeah.
Mark with a C.
Yeah.
Who we're talking about first is from Cornwall.
Yeah.
He's a carer and a single dad.
Yeah.
And he had a... I think I've tried and write jokes about it before and I've mocked the brand, but he is the person that shops at Fat Face. He's got a serious Fat Face vibe.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the beads on. Now, I know you can't have things define you, but I feel like they buried the lead somewhat in the fact that he's only got one fucking leg and he's walking around the tent with a prosthetic leg. Yeah. He's got a fucking robot leg.
Did they show it?
Like, yeah, you see him walking around. And I was like,
pretty cool.
That's cool, yeah, really cool. And of course it doesn't define you, but like, man, you've got one leg.
I wonder if he'll use it later, you know? Here's the technical, you've got to roll out a bit of pastry, but there's a twist, you don't have a rolling pin. He's like,
yeah, and he's like,
don't I?
Yeah. He's like that. Matt, give us your shoulder a second. But yeah, so I was like, why did he? I don't know. I just was like, that's really... Anyway, when you're bringing out people that they're interested in factors that they do yoga and listen to Viking metal, it's like, mate, tell me what happened to the leg. How, Anyway, maybe that'll come up in later weeks. We'll find out. I can't remember what he cooked.
Rose and cherry.
Too much rose water. I remember this.
Too much rose water. And he is later... he sort of has a bit of banter with Matt Lucas.
Yeah.
He says, call me my dog's name, Hamish, which was a bit weird. But then later on, they refer him to as Mark E.
Oh.
Which I think is pretty cool.
That's cool.
Marky Mark.
Like Marky Moon. Marky Mark. Marky Moon. And then I think the next one, I think is actually going to become a favorite, but my immediate response again was just like, fuck you. Badminton and accountancy student.
Yeah.
Peter,
who specializes in gluten-free baking.
For his brother. And he was brought up, this is how long the bake-offs existed. He's learnt to bake from watching Bake Off.
I love that.
That's like feels like when I realize I'm the same age as like professional footballers that are retiring.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and when you sort of see a new footballer and they're 18 years old.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a
right,
kid.
Okay.
But that's Peter. He's an accountancy student and he's a badminton mad accountancy student.
Badminton mad.
I love.
I feel like if you're an accountancy student, I'm just going to go and assume that you like badminton.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like the demographic. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you were to do some sort of research into people that play badminton and the jobs they have,
yeah,
I think there'd be a lot of correlation between that kind of. I don't know anybody that still plays badminton that doesn't have a job like that. No one's like, oh, I play badminton and I'm a NASCAR racer.
Yeah, badminton, I think, is like accountancy within the confines of general business. Whereas I feel like sort of high finance.
Squash.
Yeah.
Aggressive.
You know.
Yeah. So we have Peter.
Yeah.
And he had, well, who was the lad last year that would wear like the shirt and tie, like a bow tie and all that every week?
Oh, yeah, he definitely had that vibe.
Yeah.
You know, kind of aware. I think he knows that it's important to build a brand if you want some sort of...
Yeah, smart. Yeah, exactly. He's like, I've watched Bake Off as a kid and I've watched...
You've watched the success of Liam, for example.
Yeah, I've watched how to improve my engagement on social media.
Yeah.
And then we had Sura. Had a cat and a lead. Which was the first thing.
And again, she's a pharmacist, so we've got another key worker here.
Yeah. So she's got that. And what did she bake?
Lemon and orange Battenberg.
I don't know if I'd have put those two.
I think it went well for her, though.
Yeah.
She did a good job.
Yeah. And then, she did all right. Well, there's a lot more Sura to come, so we'll bury the lead somewhat there. But more to chat about Sura in a bit. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen somebody walk a cat.
I haven't seen it in real life, but I've seen people I know on social media doing it, which is...
And she lives in West London as well, so not far from your ends.
Yeah, which is... There's a lot going on the streets of West London. I wouldn't necessarily want to bring my cat out, but then maybe she doesn't want to let it roam free because of the roads and the foxes.
Yeah. So then we had Mark with a K.
Yeah.
He's Irish.
Yeah. And he's a project manager like you.
Yeah, I respected that. So things are together. He's organizing stuff, making sure it all happens in place. His Istanbul-inspired Battenberg. Yeah. Cultured like me.
Yeah.
So don't let your job define you, Mark.
Turkish flavors.
Yeah. And his dog dragged him away in the video, which made me laugh.
Doner kebab flavored cake.
It was doner kebab and spicy hot sauce.
It wasn't that. Was it good? Yeah, they liked it, right?
It was all right. Yeah. They liked Sura's as well. They liked Peter's as well. Yeah. And they were like, "Oh, it's good for gluten-free." I remember that. Now, who have we got next?
We got the man, the myth, Rowan. Music teacher.
I love Rowan. Is it Rowan or Rowan? Yeah, it's Rowan.
Rowan.
And he was doing
Temple of Sponges.
Temple of Sponges, inspired by the Magic Flute by Mozart. Yes. Fucking please. Get that in.
So good.
Incredible ambition.
He's so ambitious, but then falls at the first hurdle and doesn't even bake his cakes and has to put it in the microwave.
When I saw that, I was like, I didn't know whether he's like he's kind of like Doc from Back to the Future. It's like he's a mad scientist. I never even think to do that.
I don't think anyone has ever microwaved a cake on Bake Off in the past.
No.
I don't think it's...
You get those cakes that you pop in the mug and then you cook them in the microwave.
Yeah, it was absolutely mad.
But like the idea, why have they even got a microwave there? Do you think he was like, to one of the runners, he's like, "This cake's fucking raw in the middle. Get me a Samsung microwave ASAP. 1,000 watts. I am baking this bad boy for 2." Because it was 2.5 minutes as well. That's a long time in a microwave.
Yeah. And then he sort of presented it. He didn't do the temple design that he promised. And then what I liked was when they were giving him feedback and they were like, "It's so chewy. Like, this is hard work to get through." He was like looking like shocked, like, "I can't believe it."
Yeah, what?
It's like you've just microwaved your cake and you're shocked that the texture isn't right.
Yeah, they're like, it feels like it's cooked on the outside, but not in the middle. He's like, but yeah, so he was good. A lot more Rowan to come, and then we had Linda. Now, I feel like Linda went in. She tried to tug on the heartstrings.
Yeah.
With the ambulance Battenberg.
So
the irony was, it looked a bit like a fucking car crash.
Yeah, or a hearse, which is But it was for her dead cousin, who was
R.I.P.
a paramedic.
Ambulance. Yeah.
R.I.E.P.
I think that would be awful to die young and be a paramedic.
Yeah. But then I guess, sort of go out the way you lived.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But, do you get special treatment? They're like, oh, shit, it's like, get the fast ambulance out.
Yeah.
If you call 999, do they get a special number? Anyway, that's something I thought about.
Sirens.
Yeah, so
on.
Linda, she yeah, I feel like she went in heavy with that, and she was like, because she was like, oh, I'm going to cry. Then they showed no essence of crying, and then Prue and Paula didn't seem to be that plus that she was like, oh, this is about my dead cousin, and then they were like, yeah, but it looks like shit.
Yeah, it looked like shit, and I think also I think it wasn't like a beautiful tribute, like just like I'm gonna make an ambulance.
Yeah.
There was no other like depth to it, like, oh, and it's gonna be flavored with strawberries because
they were his favorite fruit.
They were his last meal, maybe. He has died at Wimbledon.
Yeah. Oh. Cradled in the arms of Cliff Richard.
On Henman Hill.
He had a heart attack on Henman Hill.
Eating strawberries and cream.
Anyway, RIP to him. Then we had Mac. And a management accountant.
Yeah.
And he keeps bees in Bolton.
On his allotment.
Now,
I'm an allotmenter. So
do you keep bees?
There are bees on there, but I don't personally keep them. But they're sort of technically communal bees. But
what? How does that work with a honey situation?
They give out honey every year, and they just sort of ask for a donation.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you as an allotment, you have access to the allotment under lock and key.
Yeah.
Could you just walk up to the bees and just be like, pop up there?
Yeah, and if you're interested in that, you can like drop the two guys that run it an email and like say you're up for helping out, and they'll like
that's cool.
Kind of show you the ropes.
You've not done that yet?
I haven't done that yet. I can barely keep my plot going, to be honest.
Oh, really?
It's just a bit far. So, And then I missed the season because of, I don't know if you heard, but
what?
Little pandemic on.
Have you heard of a little pandemic? Okay, yeah. Yeah, no Wimbledon. So that's how I knew something was up.
East India cake.
Yeah, he made pistachio marzipan instead of almonds, and they were just like, nah.
There's a reason this doesn't exist.
Exactly. And then we had, I hope I'm saying this correct. Is it Hermione? It's like Hermione, but Hermione.
Hermione.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Hermione, I think. Trainee accountant.
Yeah.
The son. She was skating.
Yeah, he was roller skating, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Which was
and she had a penny
cool.
skateboard as well. I was like, that's cool.
I like that because that was just like the shot we got of them and it was unexplained.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just like they get up to hijinks.
They get up to hijinks. Now she did, what did she have?
Chocolate orange, classic combo.
Nice. Yeah, I was on board with that. I think if that hadn't been in the program, that's probably what I would suggest for my own situation.
I feel like if you go for chocolate orange, you're in it to win it. I feel like you could probably make a chart of all the flavor combos, and chocolate orange would be generally positive feedback.
Has that. There's a book that's like it's like a flavor thesaurus that I have, and nice. So you can be like orange, and then it'll be like, pistachio. Yes, that'll work.
That's cool.
That's quite good. Check it out. A little plug for that book. So yes, that was it. That was the thingy. One thing, little things I thought I noticed.
Yeah.
Here, I've got. Rowan was using a lot of some sort of perspex case for his CD cases. Rowan strikes me as the kind of man that still buys a lot of CDs.
Oh yeah. Box sets.
Yeah. Yeah, because CDs are big in the classical world, so I think, you want to get that.
As they should be.
Lossless quality. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I said, at some points I found Lottie to be a little too sassy. I feel like she knows... No, and I say, if I was on the Bake Off, I think I'd probably be trying to banter loads as well. But I was like...
Yeah, you want to make an impression.
To be a bit too... Yeah. What else have I written here? And I think... Yeah, that's it. I wrote here on Rowan's. I think Paul said, "Oh yeah, the moisture still needs to get out," and then I've written in capitals, "'Cause you microwaved it, mate." Mark got told his looked like Fanny Craddock, which I thought was amusing. And then we're on to the technical challenge.
Pineapple upside down cake.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had one.
No, I don't think I've had one either.
That's what
they looked right up my street though, proper like World War II dessert,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a school dinner.
Yeah.
But I never had school dinners really. Did you?
Oh yeah, but we used to have like big tray bakes of cakes with custard. It was really good actually. That's primary school.
Right. Yeah. I always had a packed lunch, you see. I was sad that Sean wasn't able to make it today, Sean Ford, third chair, because I imagine he'd probably have some fun things to tell us about growing up in Slough.
Yeah. We probably should address that. We haven't
early doors
done a Gossip Mongers and kicked off Sean Ford. He's busy
we had
all
a
week.
Meeting he's busy all week.
So
we were texting him last night and he was like, "This is mad.
Yeah.
This series is great." So we'll have him next week, hopefully. So yeah, some of the notes I got here from the pineapple upside down cake challenge. Laura's family loved it. They're like, "Oh, I make it all the time." And this was probably the first scene of this series where there's a lot of wafting. Waftage.
Yeah, because it's very key that it's cooled down.
Cooled down. I don't think I've ever put something in a fridge either apart from in Bake Off, I've never seen people be like, "Oh, I guess time is of the essence, isn't it?" But
yeah,
throwing it in there, I was like, "Oh, okay, interesting."
Yeah, that can't be good for the cake.
No, that's what I thought, for the moisture, because it's like cold, hot. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's not on a fad diet, So let's, yeah. So now, really, the biggest talking point of this technical challenge. What do you think it would be, Harry?
Well,
at the end,
it was the potential.
Here we go.
Sabotage.
Cue the Beastie Boys music, bro. Yeah. Sura knocked over Dave's,
shooing right a fly away.
Is that what? Yeah.
But what I'll say is there was so much going on, and I loved it all because I feel like Dave didn't come. I feel like it's such an opportunity for Dave to come off like a hero.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an absolute blessing for that to happen to you. For one, you only got judged on your best cake and you made a pig's ear of the rest of them.
Yeah.
So that's one. Two, act gracious and you're absolute hero.
Pissed.
He looked pissed and he was like, "Oh, accidents happen," but he should have been on that.
He was furious.
He should have been absolutely just good Samaritan.
Yeah. Should have had a chat with Laura.
Whereas Sura,
she was Devo. She was
played it
so upset.
She flipped it. She's the victim in this.
Yeah.
She's my favorite now.
Exactly. Because she looked like, "Oh my God, what have I done?" And I just, at this point, I thought, Dave, I said to Jess in the pod, I said to her, I'm probably going to say this to her. I was like, Dave came across, now, I'm sure he isn't, so I'm not being libelous, but it was at this point, I was like, I bet you're a little bit racist, Dave.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he described it as an act of terrorism privately.
Yeah. I was just like, And then when the next round comes round and Dave wheels out what he wheels out, I'm starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together.
It's an interesting puzzle, but going back to the technical, what was also hilarious is Sura won. And she won it. Hers was so good. She won it handily, I would say.
Oh, yeah, easy.
And I feel like Dave was spared coming in the bottom two because of what happened.
Yeah, and he came, Dave, would he come in? Ninth.
So
yeah. So top three was, Sura, Peter, and Rowan.
He was given a gift there, I would say.
Yeah, I think so. And then Peter was so happy at the end. I don't know if you saw what he said during his talking head bit afterwards. He was like, "Oh, it's been a crackerjack of a day."
Oh, yeah. Peter is definitely potential fan favorite.
Yeah, exactly. Big time. And I think has never left that part. I think, is he from Edinburgh? Is that what they said he was from?
But he came second anyway, so he's having a
good time.
A good time.
And then, Linda's like, I gave him more of a pineapple fritter, which made me laugh as well.
Yeah, bit of banter. Just have a
bit of banter. Exactly, that's what you want.
Not moody because your shit cake's got knocked out your hand. Yeah. Pay attention then.
Yeah, go listen to Adam's song in the corner, you moody bastard. So yeah, then they had a little chat. Now, I couldn't remember. Did Prue get COVID?
Let's have a look. Prue... COVID.
Oh, she's been poorly.
Concerns about her because she pulled out of Junior Bake Off.
There you go. I can't believe Prue is 80 years old.
I know, she's looking well.
She looks amazing. All power to her. So yeah. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, we're on to the showstopper.
Yeah.
And they brought out this point, and I thought it was valid. It's like, you've quarantined for 2 weeks in isolation, and then you're going to get sacked off on week 1. That's shit. That's shit.
Yeah.
But this week's showstopper, maybe the best showstopper I've ever seen.
Absolute.
And I don't say that lightly.
Absolute crowd pleaser. I think... Just sort of jumping ahead to the results. In hindsight, doomed to fail.
Oh, big time.
And I feel like even the feedback was not representative of what they were seeing. They were very kind. They were like, "Oh, this has some likeness."
Just like,
it's like the worst one was nothing, and the best one was also shit.
They all looked a bit like that when they tried to retouch that painting in Spain.
Or that Cristiano Ronaldo statue.
Yeah, exactly. That really got that energy.
They look like that at best.
Yeah, that's being generous. So yeah, it was about a cake bust, so the head and shoulders, depicting your hero. Yeah. And it has to be mainly cake. Now, this is probably the most dad I was during the episode. I went... They're going to have a good structure for this. And then Hollywood came in and was like, it's all about the structure.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's just cake. You bake layers and layers of cake and then carve it.
Yeah. And
then just dash as much fucking icing on it as possible.
Yeah. It's almost like making a hit podcast, isn't it? It's all about structure, guys.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And we've got that. So yeah. We lost all of our energy after bragged.
So first up, we've got Marky Mark.
Yeah, with a C. Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah, love it.
The Thin White Duke. Yeah, and I was worried because I was like, oh, don't say Bowie, because that would have annoyed me. But it was Bowie, Bowie, Bowie. All good.
He's making a choc and vanilla Bowie. Mm-hmm. And this, to me, was one of the highlights of the show.
Oh, big time.
It was so... bad. He looked like that guy from what was the Netflix show? Love Has No Borders or whatever.
Elephant Man. Oh yeah, that guy.
Who's a meme now.
Yeah, and he has like no neck, right?
Yeah.
Like a whole. Yeah,
that's what it looked like. Or as he put it, Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah. Then we had Linda. No worries.
Who made
Rasta Linda.
Who made Bob Marley, which was lemon and orange, had no mouth, and was green. I feel like
she put some extra herbs in, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, is that why it was green? Yeah. I thought it was because she was scared of being cancelled. Or maybe she didn't want to like inspire Matt Lucas on his next character.
I was going to say Lucas is like, you gotta make it green. I've had a terrible summer.
How much of Matt Lucas doing a Jamaican accent did they had to cut out of that episode?
How much have we had to cut out on this podcast? You know what I mean? It's just been a sort of roller coaster of an app. Yeah. So Rasta Linda was just like, I don't know. I just love that she was bringing some sort of Rastafarian sort of energy and like mentality to her tent, but it was shit.
It looked shit, but they did say it was tasted nice.
And I think that's what saved her because she'd had the car crash with the ambulance. She'd fucked her fritters. I thought she was going. Yeah,
but she did save it. Because I think a lot of them basically maybe sacrificed the texture and flavor of their cake to make it more structurally sound.
Yeah,
but then also it ended up looking shit. So they ended up with a dry cake that looked shit. Whereas her cake sort of was a bit unfinished, didn't look great, wasn't the worst, but it tasted nice. So she kind of got away with it. And I think in the early stages, keep it simple. Don't take any risks.
These are our rules. We could write a book on how to win the Bake Off at this point, I think. Keep it simple.
I think, it's all about playing the game, because if you get to the top 6, which is very doable if you follow our rules, and you've got a good personality, you're sorted. You got followers. You're on Saturday Kitchen, maybe.
Yeah, easy done. Yeah, we joked about it before that it would be great for our stand-up careers. I think if one of us.
It'd be amazing. You would have to be good at baking, though.
Yeah, and that's the bit. I'm all right at baking, but you'd have to really level up. Yeah. Really, now is the ideal time to have done it.
It's a lot of effort, isn't it?
There was that flour shortage at the start, wasn't there? Then we had Freddie Mercury.
Oh yeah.
And I did like that was probably the bit where I felt like Matt Lucas had like warmed up a bit, and then Laura looked uncomfortable because he came in and he went, and then she was like, and I feel like they'd had to cut and have her do it several times because the angle at which they finally got it, I was like, that was not take one, because she was like, hey, oh. So she did Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
His neck also absent. She had a nightmare, structurally nightmare, different pipes. She had Sura trying to help her out.
Yeah,
not good.
A little collapsed face. But again, they said it tastes nice, so...
I thought it looked like if Freddie Mercury was an emoji at the end. And then we had Lorea. She was doing Miss Lou the Poet.
Flavors of Jamaica.
Exactly, her and Linda. So that looked all right. Didn't really look like the picture. Yeah. And this is kind of a death sentence.
Yeah, because she made it so spicy.
It's like, what? What did she put in it? Just loads of ginger? Or
she put Scotch bonnet in it.
Oh, that's right. No. It's not
and then ginger, so it's like chili ginger was like the levels.
Do you want... What kind of heat would you like? Because they're all in there.
And then Sura.
And then we had Sura. Sir David Attenborough.
Yeah.
Now, here we go. Does she believe in karma? Because there's some coming her way. Or did Dave sabotage?
Look, Dave has got an agenda.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was on the grassy knoll.
He's on the grassy knoll. He's on Facebook talking about grooming gangs. Now look, Dave might not be racist.
We're joking. No, I'm sure he seems like an all right guy. He just didn't handle himself in the best light. Week one is what I would say.
Yeah.
Crisis management. If you're, the gun's pointed at you.
Yeah.
How are you going to react?
Yeah.
He's failed basic training as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, because that's an opportunity. Like, you got to see the bigger picture. And I think that is what, as I would say, experts of not baking, but the show and how to make the show work for you, he handled that so badly. Whereas I feel like Sura handles it well. Waterworks, lots of apologies, guilt.
Fun. As well, cheeky,
and then
bit flirty with she's got it all.
She's played a blinder, Ep 1.
Because we'll get to him in a second. But so she had a nightmare, structural damage, had to support it with some cake bags.
Yeah,
but they liked it. They said it was great.
It did look quite good, actually.
It did look good. I feel like she was up there with the ones that looked good.
Yeah, and I feel like what she did, which I think really helped, is she chose someone like sort of old and wrinkly, and I think when we get to Hermione and her Lupita Nyong'o, I think you can see why going for someone sort of a bit
youthful,
someone who is going to be hard to live up to in cake.
It's got to be, the skin's got to be tight, thin.
Whereas if you
have someone that's face is melting,
and then your cake's melting and you get extra marks for it.
Yeah, should have gone. I'd be like, my hero is Slimer from the Ghostbusters. Done.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, exactly. Laura, Linda, can I borrow your green dye, please? Seeing as you've now made Bob green. So Attenborough looked good. Mark also smart. He did a bust. Yeah, and did it grey of Darwin.
Yeah. Well, what I'll say is they were like. With Mark, they were like, "Oh, it looks great," and that was one where I was like, "Does it?"
Yeah,
it honestly,
a great cake
looks so bad and unfinished. But it's all relative, isn't it? When you see bloody Ziggy Stardust,
sort of just having a stroke in the corner. Yeah, and then we had Lottie. I feel like this was the worst one for resemblance. When they were like, "Oh, you can tell it's him," I was like, have you ever seen a picture of Luther in your life? Because that doesn't look like anyone.
Yeah.
And she'd used a skull. This is my favorite bit of her. It's just like, all right, fucking, we get it. You've read Kerrang. Like, she's like, oh, I figured I'd use a skull cake tin because every face is from a skull. Which I was like, yeah, I see what you've done there, but also, like, did you buy that from like Camden Lock when you were 12?
Yeah, it was a stupid idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not making... If you're using a skull as a solid structure, that's not what you're doing.
That's not how the body works.
Yeah. If your skull was made of cake,
And then we had Mac. He had a good joke that I wrote down. I don't know if you remember this, Harry. He went, "Oh, there's more sponge in here than in a Turkish bath."
Yeah,
and I was like,
that was
yes,
good.
Max.
That was very good. He's a bit of banter. He's very dad jokey.
Yeah, safe.
Yeah.
What did Mac do actually? Oh, he's Bill Bryson. I've actually skipped
Bill
ahead,
Bryson. And what I loved about this as well is like, look, Bill Bryson, great. Nothing against, and being a fan of Bill Bryson, go for it. But what he said is, I've seen his face so much and I've studied it. What? He's an author.
Like a serial killer.
He's an author. Like, you rarely see his face.
Yeah. It's like, have you watched that film where he was played by...
Was he in a film?
There's a film about Bill Bryson where he does the... Oh, fuck, I can't remember. Anyway. But he's played by... Oh, fuck, that's going to annoy me. Hold on, say Bill Bryson film. A Walk in the Woods.
Oh.
And he's played by Robert Redford.
Wow.
Doesn't look like Robert Redford. That's very complimentary.
Very handsome older man.
I feel like having Jared Leto to play me in a film. It's like, wow, you've done well there, Drummond. So We had Max. Yeah, we had Rowan. Now here we go.
Yeah, this is it.
And now I want to say, I've never heard anyone refer to her as Queen Marie Antoinette. Now that is her name. Was her name? She was a queen, but she's always been Marie Antoinette. And I've loved the fact he was like Queen Marie Antoinette.
Yeah, sort of. I don't know. Very like a weird person to look up to, right? Wasn't she?
Decadence.
Wasn't she bad? Wasn't she like a bad person?
Yeah, and she's kind of known for decadence and exuberance, but then also I don't know. My entire understanding of Marie Antoinette is from the film starring what's her face by I can't remember anyone's name. You know the film?
Yeah, French one. Amélie, is it?
That's it. Yeah. By
I don't think I've seen it.
Sofia Coppola. Oh, yeah. And it's got Kirsten Dunst as Marie Antoinette.
Oh wow, very good.
It was her follow-up, I think, from Lost in Translation, and it didn't do that well, but I enjoyed it when I watched it.
You know, is what it is.
Exactly. So he did that,
and he promised shoe buns, gave a bit of A4. With cocktail sticks in it. But it did actually look good. His was, you can tell he's good.
Yeah. He's got the vision, sort of thing. But then he got this feedback. Say less and do more.
Yeah.
And I think that can be said for all of us.
Yeah.
And the irony being that it's two guys talking about Bake Off on a podcast, but
and doing
we're going to keep it
nothing.
But we're keeping it under an hour, so you know.
Because we've got video capabilities now, we can actually, I think, realistically do like cake eat tastes a bit more now.
Oh yeah,
it kind of works a bit better because I feel like we did a couple with the audio only version, but
controversially, the only time we've ever done it offended the guest.
Where is this video gonna go? Do we know? The Jerk Store YouTube, maybe?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, should we pop it on there?
Yeah, or we can make our own YouTube.
Make our own one. We'll figure it out. Yeah. We'll let you know. We'll put it on the social medias.
On the meds.
But yeah, if you want to know, if you want to see this video, you listen to this, follow either at Harry or follow both of us really at Harry Monaghan and at Ross Drummond. Yeah. And we'll be tweeting about it. It'll be on our Instagram non-stop. So, I mean, unfortunately, we'll have the time to make our own bust, but that would be good. Right. Who would you have as a bust? Who would your bust be?
I'd probably have some kind of maybe Zola.
Nice. That's good. A lot of hair, that.
A lot of hair, which is bad, but also like a very structural face. Hard lines.
Yeah.
You know. What about you?
Morph.
Very good.
Easy.
Elmo.
Well, I was like Bart Simpson would have been quite easy as well, like just yellow.
Yeah, Bart Simpson. Or Marge, you know.
Oh, yeah, with the blue.
A lot of cake to go round.
That's a lot of cake, yeah. Structurally very difficult. Peter, what did he do? Big old sports nerd. What do people that play badminton love? Competitive cycling.
Oh, yeah.
And here's to Chris Hoy. Now, this is actually genius because he gave him a helmet and glasses.
Playing the game.
So immediately, yeah, exactly. And they knew it as well. The judges were like, you think you're clever, little man, but we're onto you, but you've done well.
And it's week 1. Don't take any risks. Make your cake taste nice, which is easy if you're not taking risks design-wise. Yeah. Ride the wave.
And then, hello there.
Where are you?
Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Cannot sleep. Dave has his hero.
Yeah.
Now, if you'd asked me who my hero was when I was 13, I'd have also have made you a Tom DeLonge bust. Yeah. But I'm an adult now.
Yeah. And also, not only, you know, as an adult, have you probably moved on musically?
Listen, I still enjoy Blink-182 from time to time.
Tom DeLonge is Kanye West level crazy.
Loves the aliens. Well, he had some success during this lockdown, actually. He's had a quite good lockdown. Musically, Angels and Airwaves put out some new songs, and they are a swing and a miss, unsurprisingly. But I think he got the US government to admit these are UFOs. We don't know what they are. These are unidentified flying objects.
Oh, yeah.
Released, confirmed.
That's cool.
Aliens exist.
That's cool because I'm actually really into aliens. I was going to do a podcast about aliens, but I don't really know enough about them. You know, maybe I need like
I don't think that's ever stopped anyone before starting the podcast.
Hasn't stopped this.
No.
I don't know anything about cakes. I don't even really like them.
I like that bit at the start when Sarah was just like, I'm sick of cakes. I don't want to ever eat another cake. Yeah. It was like, sweet one, love. So Tom DeLonge, I think what the thing is like that there is a golden opportunity. He must have had good chats with Noel. He must have had good chats with Matt Lucas. And he didn't see any of that. It's all cut out because he's got zero chat.
Yeah.
If I had come in with I'd have been like, I'm going to have a lip ring. I'd told about when I pretended to have a lip ring by putting a paperclip in my mouth for the day. You know, there's so much chat
bit of banter.
Give us something. You know, telling us about how quickly you can clean an AR-15. Not interesting. So then we had Hermione, and she flops it. Well, I was going to say, Tom DeLonge looked bad.
It looked bad and it tasted of toothpaste. But this next one from Hermione, who I would say going into the third challenge is a front runner. She's done she was maybe the best in challenge 1. So she's a front runner, but then she's doing Lupita Nyong'o. Yeah. And I tell you what she delivers. She delivers something horrifying. Genuinely frightening. It looks like a Mighty Boosh character.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it was
bad.
Again, it was who did Hermione do? No, it was the actor.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah,
of
from Black Panther.
Black Panther, 12 Years a Slave, Us.
Yeah. Beautiful woman.
Yeah. Elegant.
Elegant.
That is the thing. You want, if you're going to go just an actress, you want someone with, Lady Gaga,
Yeah, something a bit mad.
Someone with a face where...
Sia. We just do the hair.
Just do the hair.
Easy.
Matt Lucas. Don't do the hair.
Easy peasy. Just slap it on.
Uncooked dough.
Just pat it on. Just an egg yolk.
Sorry, you haven't cooked your dough. Yes, Matt Lucas.
That's Matt Lucas. Yeah, exactly.
Although she could have said hers was Matt Lucas, and they'd be like, the character from
I'm inspired by Matt Lucas's institutional racism from Confinement. And then I'm like, cut. So, yeah, didn't look great.
Mac, Bill Bryson, we've done him.
We talked about Mac, yeah.
Peter.
And then...
Yeah, is that who else?
And that was it, yeah.
Yeah.
So... Oh, that was it. Yeah, so we talked about Marley has no mouth. Tom DeLonge looked like a zombie.
Yeah.
Hermione's Lupita looked awful, but it tasted great.
Yeah.
Oh, what I did say is Lorea's reminded me of, do you know that alien and the new one of the newer characters in the new Star Wars that had she was like an old little alien that had big eyes that had glasses. That's what Lorea's one looked like, I thought.
I can't really. What did she make? Oh yeah,
and she did the famous. Yeah, she did the poet. But yeah, so
flopped it.
Yeah, not good. So I think I already mentioned it, but yeah, back to being a key worker. Thank you for your time in the tent.
Yeah,
but fire up the X-ray machine because you're going home.
Yeah, and she was good fun and will be a loss, but I think also there are loads of great characters. So
yeah,
she goes out. She wasn't very good at baking, so
what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? And Star Baker, Peter,
gluten-free Peter,
gluten-free Pete.
What's it called when you get like an ace in badminton?
I don't know.
He smashed the shuttlecock.
Yeah.
Of baking.
He smashed a few shuttlecocks in his time.
Oh, yeah.
Has he? I don't know. Don't really know what that means. Pete won, and he called his. Who did he call his parents? His mum? Set off one. And that was that week.
That was it. And then next week is Biscuit week.
Yeah, they're starting off cake, biscuit. Let's see who can bake. Let's do it.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this season.
Yeah, me too.
2020 is a big year. This is going to be it's redeeming thing. I'm just trying to find the music. I just realized that the person that wrote the Bake Off theme has also written the theme tune to Ted Lasso, which is on Apple TV Plus.
Very good. I mean, I'd say the Bake Off theme. How much do you get for that?
I don't know, because it's interesting, because he'll have written them. I imagine he got a flat fee.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. And then, every time we play it, my Apple Music subscription, he gets himself a little.
Yeah, I guess the residuals.
Yeah, so I guess that's it, Harry.
That's it.
We're back. Baking Bad, season 2020.
Yeah, and because we've got remote recording facilities, I would say we're pretty consistently will have an episode up before Wednesday night.
Yeah, I'll say that. I'm going to get straight on that now.
Yeah.
So you can recap.
Well,
I've been at Ross Drummond.
I've been at Harry Monaghan.
This has been Baking Bad from at the Jerk Store. Just search that at the Jerk Store. I think I'll believe in our analytics on Twitter and Facebook enough. That's how I feel about us now. That's the power we have.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully we'll be back next week with Sean Ford, aka White Wine Shits.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye. Another week of bacon.
Yeah.
See you next time.